connecting. So heck, I thought we would try one of these. Oh, there's clearly a cruise ship on. Because that bus says Viking on it. I'm talking about Vikings. I actually have a Viking story for you here, for better and for worse, I suppose. I am down in the true city of London, 1 square mile. So I'm here, and I happen to be standing out by the actual Tower of London, right there. And this is where old meets new, because in the distance, you can also see the shard at first. Looks like a shard of glass. Oh, and the other one, good morning. Again, I can there is the walkie-talkie, modern building. And then, of course, old buildings like in the city of London itself. Do you know, it's fewer than 10,000 people actually live in the city. This is a Sunday, it's already busy. But during weekdays, something like 1 million people migrate in and out. Bonjour. I am in. So there's the Tower of London itself, established very, very specifically in the year 1066. Down below was the moat. They're obviously turning into a garden of some sort. But the moat was famous in the old days because the water flow didn't really work with the tides, and it became such a cesspool that it was just so dangerous. But those are barricades to stop terrorism. There is famous Tower Bridge. This is not London Bridge. London Bridge is in Lake Havasu in Arizona. The history. This, of course, Tower of London. And my client, hello, my client is in there on a tour with my dear friend Richard, who is a Blue Bags guide. And in there, hopefully not too crowded, because we had the first entrance, opens at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. But I mean, it's a whole complex unto itself. Some of it I genuinely don't like. Hey, hi, Helen. I hope your weather's as nice up there as it is down here. It's fun. We're on the same island from top to bottom. You know, just the other day, well, yesterday morning, I was jogging in Brighton. So I was right down on the very, very south coast. Um, but earlier, I was trying to do a Facebook Live, and I was showing the last bit. Well, there's two bits of ancient Roman London, or Londinium. And then, of course, we have all this beautiful. Well, I was actually watching the weather. It looks like the west of Ireland is raining, but it's gorgeous here. And it's going to be gorgeous most of the week from all accounts. So we're squeezing in a lot today, but the fact that I was able to get my clients there into well, basically a free guided tour with an expert guide is pretty fantastic. Look at this. Curve around back. There are the modern towers of the city of London, of course, one of the major banking centers of the world. But when I say that, it has lost some of its oomph, of course, with Brexit. A lot of that has switched over now to Frankfurt. We are living in pretty unstable economic times at the moment. But this is one of the great financial centers of the world, and was historically one of the great publishing centers of the world. Insofar as Fleet Street was famous, that of course, I don't often physically read a newspaper anymore. But look at this famous bridge up here. It does open, but I do. Looking over, a crow was having words with it's a little. I thought it's a little hawk over there. There are ravens famously here in the Tower of London, and it is said that if the ravens ever left, the tower will fall. So they've snipped their wings, apparently. Not something I necessarily agree with. Lovely bit of public art down in the moat itself. But I just thought it'd be a fun thing to cross over the Thames, which means that we would cross over and out of the city of London. So Greater London, some people will tell you that Greater London is the largest city in Europe. It's certainly the largest city in Europe under one mayor. Paris has greater population if you count Ile-de-France. Of course, those are debated points. But this tower, this tower bridge is pretty spectacular. And once we get out of the water, I can point out, well, lots of things to everyone. Let's just make our way down here just a little ways. So it is said, the old saying, when a man tires of London, he tires of life. It's a big, big, big city for me, but it is a city that I know it extremely well. And sorry, Windy, my friends who are professional guides here, so they know it so much more. Great view now of the tower. So this is William the Conqueror. So I talk about Viking connection. In about 2 weeks, I will be in Caen. and Bayeux in France. And that is where William de Conquer came over to settle a conflict and invaded what becomes England. It was England, the whole invasion at that point. And it's quite a story. It says when he arrived, there's a sign that the ladies over there looks like Harvard. But when they arrived, they were viewed by 5,000 Saxon warriors painted blue. But they moved up to London here. Here you go. City Tower. Really is, in my opinion, well worth the effort every time. So there is Her Majesty's ship Belfast. Now, the tide is just coming up now. And I would absolutely be one of the people who go down into the mud with the metal slipper. 100% I would. And if you go that way, it's about 23 miles or something to get out to the ocean. And you can take a boat for 30 something minutes when you get out to Greenwich, which was very mean time last night because, of course, we had a time change. There's a London cab, of course. When the London taxi drivers get their qualification, they do something they call, there's another cruise ship bus, they do the knowledge, it's called. And they have to literally memorize the whole city. And I was driving here yesterday, and I will be driving tomorrow, and it's not that easy. Now, I have to show this in the distance if you can make it out. Right up there is the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral. And more specifically, there is a gold flame up there. That is the monument. That is the monument to the Great Fire of London, September 2nd, 1666. Don't quote me on the September 2nd, but 1666, absolutely. So that Great Fire of London cost over 13,000 houses, can you imagine? There is the Thames. Quite from here, from another angle, you actually see the London Eye. The river winds around, and of course, goes to Westminster, where the Parliament buildings are. There you are. It was very, very busy down there yesterday. Quick acknowledgement as well to the people of Myanmar and Thailand, but particularly Myanmar, what they're going through with a horrendous major earthquake, 7.7 yesterday. It was aftershocks. It's just tragic. And there's so many. What is a incredibly spiritual people to go through dictatorship and corruption, everything is just horrible. I'm done. And also just acknowledge that feels nice and peaceful and friendly here. There's a jet boat coming down the river. The world is a bit tumultuous at the moment. So I don't know if the wind is causing, but I just want to stay here for a second because there's a boat coming down, and also you can get a sense of all the towers down here. Yeah, the Gherkin. Yeah, well, absolutely. And also, the largest refugee camp in the world is in Bangladesh, where the Rohingya people are, who were chased out of Myanmar. Pretty tragic all around. Myanmar, Burma was, of course, a British colony as well. One has to acknowledge all of that, and one does have to acknowledge all that. Because when I walk around all these great European capitals, I have to acknowledge where the money came from. And people can say, oh, I shouldn't apologize for ancient history. It's not ancient history. It still affects the finances of the world today. So that's just a little commentary that needs to be done. So straight down there, we get down to Greenwich, and then out to South Island. I think sorry, it's super windy at the moment, but I just want to show you this boat zipping down. Lovely to see. That would be fun. I haven't done one of those. I've been on the boats, of course. You can use the boats the way you would use the tube, the underground. The tube this morning on a Sunday morning is so nice. It's the Thames rocket, kind of rocket speed to me. Isn't this a great bridge though? It's one of the most photographed bridges in the world. The next one over, it's lovely. The next one over is actual London Bridge. And of course, remember the old song? London Bridge is falling down. Of course, back then there were houses on the bridges, and it actually collapsed under its own weight. It's sometime, go back 3 centuries to when there was no sewage for the vast majority of people. We were talking yesterday. There was the monument to Crimea, and it was Florence Nightingale. It was the first. She was the nurse who actually told the surgeons in wartime that they had to wash their hands. I hadn't thought about that before, and how much death would have happened from all of that. Really quite powerful to talk about, isn't it? There we are. What a fabulous view. Isn't it nice to see? So I hope everyone is having fun. It's going to do. It's so windy. I think I might. I think I'm going to lose my hat. But I'm going to head back over to the Tower of London because I think they'll be coming out in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not sure, but I did want to do a little Sunday walk here. So how lovely is that? Tomorrow I am driving through London and all the way up to York, up in the north of England. So that'll be fun. So please do feel free to share this. I knew there wouldn't be a ton of people on the last minute, and of course the time zone isn't great, but it's just nice to connect. So feel free to share this around, please, and please also press that like button. But lots of way out in the distance is the BT Tower. That's center point, basically, is the center of London, way out there. And then the Borough Market is up to the left. I would love to be going in there, but you know what? It'll be so crowded on a sunny Sunday. Um, oh, hey, it's my pleasure. It's, I love it when London people, I love it when people join me from their cities. So hey, ça fait plaisir tout le monde. Nice to connect. Keep in touch, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you. T said is perfect. All right, everyone. I might do the loop round, but I'm just going to text my friends and see if they're nearly ready. And lots of love. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.